We think we know this story. 7 days, a garden, a snake. But we have heard it in translation and through layers of simplification. We have missed the revolution embedded in its very grammar. This is not a primitive myth. It is a deliberate, sophisticated, and earth-shattering manifesto composed at the dawn of human thought. To understand the first chapter of Genesis is to crack open the foundational code of Western civilization. This is the story of how a single, structured poem dared to redefine reality itself. To grasp Genesis, we must first hear the stories it was arguing against. In the ancient Near East, the world was seen as a precarious order wrestled from primordial chaos, maintained by the constant, fragile will of capricious gods. The cosmos was a state of war. Humanity was an afterthought, created as slaves to feed the gods. The sea, the darkness, the earth, these were often divine, threatening entities. This was the common cosmological language of Egypt, Canaan, and Mesopotamia for millennia. Most critical scholars place the final majestic form of Genesis 1 in this period, the Babylonian exile. A people had lost everything: their land, king, and temple. Their story was in danger of being swallowed by the dominant, terrifying narrative of their captors. In response, a theological genius, or school, crafted a counter-narrative, not with an army, but with a pen. Not a myth, but a declaration. This is not haphazard. It is a literary masterpiece of symmetry. The chaotic elements of neighboring myths, the sea, Tehom, linguistically linked to Tiamat, the darkness, are here demoted. They are not gods, they are materials. God speaks, and they obey. Creation is not a battle, it is a sovereign utterance. The universe responds to command, not conflict. As the psalmist would later echo, "By the word of the Lord the heavens were made, their starry host by the breath of his mouth. For he spoke, and it came to be. He commanded, and it stood firm." Psalm 33, 6, 9. The sun and moon are not named. They are merely the greater light and the lesser light. Humanity is created in the image and likeness of the sovereign. Let us make mankind in our image, in our likeness. The material world is declared intrinsically good by a benevolent creator. This text was a virus inserted into the bloodstream of history. Its implications unfolded slowly, but catastrophically, for the old world order. Science. By desacralizing nature, the sun is not a god, just a light, it made the natural world a legitimate object of study. You could dissect a frog without offending a deity. Human rights. The Imago Dei became the bedrock for the idea of inherent human worth, a concept that would underpin laws from Justinian's Code to the UN Declaration. Work and rest. The sanctification of the seventh day created a theology of rest, Sabbath, utterly alien to a world of endless labor cycles. The text's power spawned a 2,000-year war over how to read it. Was it a scientific report? A theological poem? A political document? The battle between its meaning and a rigid modern literalism is one of history's great ironies. The text meant to liberate the world from nature, gods became a shackle for some, binding it to a single, time-bound understanding of history. The legacy of Genesis 1 is the invisible architecture of the modern mind, the ordered, knowable universe. It gave us the premise that the cosmos operates by a rational law, from a lawgiver, making science possible. The sanctity of human life. It provided the ultimate argument against tyranny and dehumanization. The valorization of the material world. Its very good undergirds everything from Renaissance art celebrating the body to environmental stewardship. The enduring conflict. It remains the ground zero for the perceived conflict between faith and reason, a conflict its original authors likely never envisioned. So, what is the veracity of Genesis 1? Its truth is not in its chronology, but in its cosmology. It is not a true story about how the world was made in a literal, week-long process. It is a true story about what the world is: ordered, good, and charged with meaning. It is true that humanity possesses a dignity that cannot be erased by any king or empire. Its opening verses are a philosophical bulwark against chaos and despair. The lesson of Genesis is that the most powerful ideas are often clothed as simple stories. It challenges us to read with ancient eyes, to see the radical fire in its structured prose. It asks us, do we live as if the world is a chaotic battlefield of warring powers, or as a carefully ordered creation where light can be spoken into darkness, and where every human being bears the signature of the divine? The answer to that question, more than any fossil or carbon date, determines the world we choose to inhabit. This is Hidden Histories. Like, share, and subscribe for more biblical mysteries, ancient truths, and forbidden knowledge revealed daily.